All right. All right. Hello. This is Genesis. I don't know if this is working or not. This is my first stream. I'm gonna go to my YouTube channel and see if we're live on YouTube, and then I'll go in depth on everything, that I need to talk about. But we should be streaming live on Twitch and YouTube right now using Restream. Let me confirm this. Yep, we are streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. So we can see we're streaming on Twitch and YouTube. All right, so yeah, let me get into who I am, and then we can start breaking down everything. Hi, I'm Genesis. I've been programming for at least 4 months now, and let me just start off the stream by saying I by no means am a professional. I am a self-taught indie underground programmer, and I've taken it out of my way to actually make a YouTube channel to reach a bigger audience of other software developers, because as we all know, it's really hard to grow on Twitch as a beginner content creator. But the whole goal of these streams is to actually reach as many software developers as I can, because when it comes to computer science or science in general, topic of discussion amongst other scientists is really important, because when you don't have that, there's really not any room for growth. Now, you don't really need to have a whole group of people in order to be successful, but oh, hi Poflo, that's one of my Twitch viewers right there. Yeah, good morning everybody. If anyone's watching this, we might have some people coming in on YouTube. Yeah, we're gonna go from here, so bear with me. We're going to firstly talk about who I am, because since this is recording, I want to give the people over on YouTube a brief understanding of who I am. So give me one moment and we'll get into that. Yeah, we're live on YouTube. We're live on YouTube. We should be. Yeah, and what's up, Poflo? Welcome to the stream. I just woke up, so let's see. Okay. All right, we're back. All right, so I'm gonna ask my girlfriend if she can turn on her mic. Okay, say something.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, so that is Mrs. GenesisGir. Now I'm going to go into the introduction. Are we live on YouTube? We are. As we can see, we are live on YouTube now. Now it may take some time, and as you can see, the Restream bot is actually relaying all the messages from Twitch onto YouTube. So YouTube and Twitch people will be able to actually talk with each other, which is really cool. So there's that, you know. Yeah, yeah, very cool. You know, it's a bigger reach, you know what I mean? Because I want to not only grow as a software developer, but I honestly want to grow as a content creator, because maybe in the future, you know, we might meet some really cool people. I had a problem with comprehension in the last 24 hours. List comprehension is very easy. All list comprehension is making conditions into one line of code. That's what the word comprehension means. You're just putting it, you're compressing it into one line, which makes it for more readable code if you understand list comprehension. but there's that. But anyway, let me get into my introduction here. Hello YouTube. I'm Genesis. You can call me I guess you can just call me Genesis, but I go by GenesisGir. That is my coding name. On Twitch I go by Otaku Ari. You can find me at Otaku Ari with an extra I. You'll find me playing some League of Legends or doing some coding or whatever the case may be. Yeah, as you can see, Poflo he says, "Hello YouTube, we love you." Yeah, there's some really cool people on Twitch, and I feel like we're gonna meet some really cool people on YouTube as well. But with that said, who am I? I've prepared this a long time ago. So if we go to here, please excuse if my repository is a little bit messy. Welcome rookies and veterans. I'm GenesisGir. I have been documenting my progress in code and programming. In that addition, I've been releasing my work in progress for all of you lovely developers to take a sneak peek of my workflow and to see what it looks like. Maybe you can learn from these lessons or project and gain some knowledge or give me insight to become better. I have a passion for writing code, and if you find yourself stuck or inspired, take a look at my source code files and see what I've made and why I made the choices that I did. I explain in full detail what I did, what the functions and lines mean with comments and such. Enjoy. Yeah. The programmer behind the screen. Who is GenesisGir? I'm a novice programmer with negative 100 IQ. Now that's just a joke, okay? I don't actually have negative 100 IQ. I just say that as a little joke. You'll find that most programmers that semi know what they're doing will make fun of their own IQ. Just we do that. I don't know. So if you ever want to find a programmer who knows their shit somewhat, they'll make fun of their own IQ, because you won't find, like, if someone's saying their IQ is 10 billion, you know, it's bullshit. Let's see. I started programming, this was a long time ago. I started programming like 4 months ago, sharing my experiences with programming and delving into the world of code. Learn with me as I create various programs to try out and explore. Have a question? Drop in one of my live streams and ask me anything, or teach me something you know that I don't. But please, just don't push your methods against me. Now, that was a long time ago. This was when I was a little bit younger in programming, but I highly advise, if you want to show me a method, let me know. I am not the old me anymore. I used to not like it when people would, you know, tell me what to do, but times have changed. And if you want to get better at code, you have to allow yourself to be open to possibility, right?
Yeah.
My IQ is -1. See, Poflo gets it. And then I'm going to introduce Mrs. GenesisGir and stuff like that, you know? And then we'll introduce Poflo too. Why not? Poflo is actually my first Twitch regular. He's my first Twitch regular. He visits me every day. So he's really cool. You guys will have fun talking to him. He's a software developer as well. What else? I was recommended Visual Studio Code by a random viewer and dived right into it and never looked back since. My first file editor was Visual Studio Code. If you're getting into coding for the first time, Visual Studio Code is one of the best file editors. I don't care what anyone says. It is one of the best. It is the best. And the reason why I say that is because it's fast, it's reliable, it has extensions, it has a lot of shortcuts that you can't have in other file editors for workflow. It's just great. There are great other file editors, but we're not going to jump into that topic right now. And what is GenesisGir Lessons Volume 1? GenesisGir Lessons Volume 1 is a repository. I'm going to dumb this down. Long story short, my lessons are a bunch of source code projects that I've created. Doesn't matter on what it is. Most of them are video game topics. Some of them are software topics. Just little sketches that you can jump in and take a look at, you know, and be like, whoa, this is how he made this, you know? This is very interesting. They get more advanced as the lessons go on. Right now, we're currently on lessons 4. So that's all they are. They're open source. Anyone can go to my GitHub. I have my GitHub linked in my description, in my socials, all that stuff. Twitch and YouTube. Yeah. What else can I say? Hopefully you guys learned something in these streams, and that's kind of like the aim of it all. Now I'm going to introduce Mrs. Genesis. So, Mrs. Genesis, we have Mrs. Genesis here. She's on the call with me. She is my fiance. She's my fiance / girlfriend, you know, and she will be in my streams a lot. So, she has experience with code, but I'm the one teaching her. She learned some things on her own, but mostly me and her studied 24/7 because we're inseparable. We're always together. We're always coding. So if you guys ever wonder who that is, it's my girlfriend. It's my fiance, all that stuff. So now I'm going to let Mrs. Genesis talk about who she is herself, and then we'll continue the stream. Go on, the floor is yours. Doesn't have to be complex.
I'm nervous.
Doesn't matter.
I know.
You sound quiet. Try to get closer to the mic.
I do?
Yeah, get a little bit closer.
Let's see. I am close.
Oh, you know what it is? It's probably me. I have to turn you up. Let's see.
Is that better?
Try now.
Hello? Hello?
All right, that's way better. That's way better. Yeah.
Alright, good.
All right, go ahead. Just tell them who you are, like, you know, like as far as, you know, as a software developer, what have you accomplished so far, stuff like that.
Okay. I'm getting really nervous right now.
At the most, probably 15 people will watch this stream. Or 10. You're good. But the reason why alright, go on.
No, I said that's still a lot of people, but I'm Mrs. Genesis. I'm GenesisGir's fiance. I've been studying and coding for roughly about 2 months. 2 months about to be 3.
It seems about right, yeah.
Yeah.
Go on. So yeah, Mrs. Genesis is very shy, right? You guys will see that she's very shy. The reason why I'm also going on to YouTube is because this is gonna, right now, maybe in the future, she needs to get more comfortable with, you know, everyone else. And yeah, that will come with time. When more people start coming, she'll start opening up. But I'll give you guys a brief understanding on who she is. She's technically a software developer, everything that she just said. She knows Python. Me and her are in Python. I know a little bit of Java, TypeScript, and Angular. That was taught to me by a really talented software developer that goes by Zion. Or we can call him Alex. And he's taught me some really cool stuff. With that said, how we're gonna open up this stream today is I'm going to show you guys my repositories, because this is going to be on record forever. I'm never gonna delete this. Seems a little bit nervous, right? Like, oh my god. But
yeah.
let's go through. So this is my GitHub here. I'm going to show you guys what I've accomplished. We are actually going to go through all the code, every single piece, and I'm going to break down not all of it. We're going to skim through it, because if you want to go see all of it, it's fine. And then you guys can decide whether to actually stay and learn something from me or go learn somewhere else. And remember, let me just keep this as a reminder. Everything that you learn in this stream, I could be wrong about something. I might get some things wrong, and you guys could always leave comments below, or my people on Twitch or PoFlow let me know if I said something wrong. And I'll fix that. Okay. Let's start with the first lesson. Let's open up this. Let's go into lessons. My first code ever written. We don't even have to do it here. We could do it over here. I have it cloned. We can close this. Here we go. So this is going to be a breakdown of my code for anyone who's curious. Now, this is the first program I have ever created. Very simple. On my first day of programming, I created 10 programs. These 10 programs, I know that may seem really hectic, but it's really not. The only functionality that this entire script is using is print, input, and comments. The rest is just creativity and storytelling. This is just a video game, quote unquote video game terminal based text game that's based in the terminal. Most of everything that I do will be in the terminal. So yeah. So I'm not going to read through all of this, but long story short, I'm just going to read the introduction and I'm going to skim down so we can have it on record. And I'm really proud of all this. Like, even like the most simplest programs make me smile. And hopefully they can make you guys smile too, because, you know, maybe I might inspire you guys to do more. Welcome to the GenesisGir Lessons Volume 1. A cyber robotic girl, variables, functions, and much more. This program will take you on a joyride through cities and situations that will leave you breathless, wanting to understand coding more. A lovely date is a cool way to learn coding for novices and experts alike. Written and coded by me, making it easy to understand my actions and choices. Thanks for downloading. Now, I wasn't lying when I said experts can actually gain knowledge from this. Why? I've worked with some actual really talented programmers, Oleg and Zion. They actually do this for a living. They actually have a nice house. They have like a Ducati motorcycle. That's not, you could even ask Mrs. Genesis. We've worked with people like that.
Yeah.
They wanted to work with me. And the reason why they wanted to work with me is because I think you don't have to be the most smartest person on planet Earth to be not, all you have to be is creative and motivated. Now, why would they gain some knowledge from such a simple script like this? Well, programming languages are like tools. They're all different, right? He has, at the time, he didn't know Python at all. And Python has a different syntax than Angular. It does. You know, PoFlow's like, OMG. And I'll still talk to you, PoFlow. If you want to talk to me, don't worry. You can talk to me. You guys can interrupt me anytime. We'll just go back into... These streams are going to be long. So I don't mind asking you, you know, answering any questions. But how can an expert gain some knowledge from this? He can learn from the syntax. Maybe he wants to start learning Python and he doesn't know where to begin. You know, imagine doing Angular for your entire life and you have no idea about how Python works. Yeah, they could go into some other script or whatever, but the way me and Zion learned and Mrs. Genesis were by looking through my code. And the way he was really fast. He was boom, 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 boom. He was like, oh, this is the same shit, you know? It's just different organization, different what's the word? Inflections on how you actually write the source code. But yeah, that's that one. Let's move on to the next one. I'm gonna go scroll through this. I'm gonna play some music and we're gonna scroll through it slowly. Elevator music, yeah. The type of music that won't get me copy striked. I have to use music that won't get me copy striked. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
Oh look, there's my Twitch handle. Damn, I was really, you know, up to par with this. I even put my Twitch handle there. And that's it. Let's go on to the next one. Let's turn the music down. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, now we have Companion Cube. Let's go all the way to the top. Welcome to Alright, we're just gonna... Companion Cube is a program based on doing various tasks on guiding your companion cube to freedom, and mostly you. Escape the robotic infrastructure and save your little cube friend out of the chaos. And I have a feeling a portal gun will be needed to overcome these challenges. Can you escape? Is the cake a lie? Thanks for downloading. Now, if you guys have no idea what this game is probably about, oh god. Google's giving me a rough time right now. 1 second. Yep. This program's based off the game Portal. Portal is a game that is about portals. Obviously. I don't think I have to explain that. And I recreated this game in Python. And it's terminal based, right? So it's really cool. All this stuff is happening in a terminal for right now. I'm more so of a logic-based programmer. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, every body inside of a gaming company has different jobs. There's a lead programmer, there's a logic programmer, there's a programmer to, you know, there's all different types of jobs, you know? But as for the moment, let me turn this down a little bit. As for the moment, I'm very logic based. So let's go scroll through this and then we can talk. It's just a program based off of Portal. What is Python? And you'll find that in a lot of my programs, if you actually come in here, I actually explain a lot of these things. Like synopsis is on my process on how I actually make programs from the beginning all the way to the end. And we can see variables are like little tiny safes or cardboard boxes that you can label. In them, you can insert data types from integers, strings, strs, floating points, and values to later use them in your file editor, and is a great way to store data. And look, I even give little examples on how to actually implement variables with an assignment statement. So yeah, I feel like if you really need this. Not everybody needs this. Some people can do this on their own. But for the people who are having trouble making programs and don't know where to start, this is great, and it's free.
Yeah.
So that's the best part. This is not pay. Now, I will come out with sample packs in the future. Those will be, the pay, because your boy gotta eat too. But they're gonna be cheap, because I want to give back to the community, Look, the art of self-taught. This is cool. Let's read this. Let's see what this says. In the world we live in now, a lot of new or novice programmers will run to Discord servers or sites like Stack Overflow for answers. These methods seem overrated to me. I highly suggest for you to branch out, explore, discover, swim through the internet and find sources other than those two things. I have never used a Discord server nor Stack for learning. That is actually true. At this time, that's what it was like. I didn't use Discord servers. I didn't use Stack Overflow. All of this stuff, I had zero to no knowledge. I just read the first page of a book. I studied it 50 times. And then I had a go at code. That's how it went for me. We can simply dig and do things on your own. Oh no, you can simply dig and do things on your own, and you learn quicker that way. Some will debate, but I could care less. Oh my god, early Genesis was really sassy. Holy fuck. I was a little know-it-all, at this time. And I am a little bit till this day, but that's not, I've been humbled since then.
Yeah.
Programming has no rules except the functions. And if you speak to it correctly, stay focused, stay thinking outside the box. Self-taught programmers are a thing, and I can vouch for this. The art form is vast and very complex. But remember, the term self-taught simply means to teach yourself the things you want to explore. Being self-taught is looked at with a very indie modern type of approach, but nonetheless very beneficial. And chances are, if you're reading this, you are self-taught as well. That's true. And then we have being the art of self-taught. Do I advise you guys to learn on your own? Not for everybody. I feel like some programmers do need the help of a teacher or, something like that. Everyone does. There's nothing wrong with getting help from a teacher.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think there's anything wrong. I even had a teacher at a point. It wasn't an official teacher, but it was a guy who did it for a living, and he took me under his wing. And I ended up deleting that guy not because of him, but I'm not very social. I just like talking to me and my girlfriend, and he went above and beyond, and he was a really good programmer. And I felt really bad too, because I feel like I kept asking him stuff, and I would ring him up early in the morning, and I don't know, I felt like I was kind of a nuisance. So there was that. As you guys can see, I'm very independent when it comes to code, Doesn't mean you have to be, but it is possible to be independent completely and be very successful. Like Einstein. You can do it, Let's continue. Yeah. Companion cube. Look, aperture science, innovations, some art. I tend to do this too. I'll add little art to my code. Just to liven things up. You are creating planets. Create, build, code, focus. Imagine, breathe life. Breathe life. I was really goddamn. Be creative. Use your imagination. The world of coding is diverse and endless. You can make a program about any setting you'd like. And the best developers think outside the box. and use improvised decisions. There is no right or wrong. And I wrote all of this, guys, so just letting you know, I'm not reading off of a script. This is stuff I've written, okay? But think of your file editor as a canvas and your brain the paintbrush. Because at the end, you are really creating an experience that the user must go through. And you're also creating features that that user wants, that the user needs to get a hold of. You are building the earth, the waterfalls the user must overcome and deal with, no matter if it's a game, software tool, program. Learn the functions in this volume and make sure to refer to the Automate the Boring Stuff page, chapter 1, and study that like the back of your hand over and over and over. Let me just say this. Shout out to Al Sweegart. If you guys don't know who Al Sweegart is, he's another talented programmer. He actually created the book that I'm actually studying right now. The Automate the Boring Stuff. Here he is right here, you know, at a speech and everything. Really talented guy. He's the guy who wrote it all. And if you guys want to learn some really cool shit on Python, he's your go-to guy. He has a bunch of books here that are free ebooks to read online that you can go to and that you could study. You know, there's tons of them. Like, look, there's a book about basic beyond the basic stuff. So it elaborates.
Minecraft.
You know, yeah, there's Minecraft. Stuff on studying Minecraft coding. So there's a lot of stuff that you could do. But this guy right here definitely knows his shit, and he also streams. You can go watch his streams at Al Sweeker on Twitch and on YouTube. Okay, plugging homie in. All right, plugging homie in. Yeah, so that's this script. Going to see what else we have here, and the rest is just this over here. Now I'm gonna do one follow through of the entire code, so in the future, if anyone wants to go see, it'll be on record. So I'm gonna turn up the music and we'll go from there. This is gonna be a long ass stream. Holy fuck. You guys could just pause it whenever. Okay, and that's the end of that. Sorry guys, it's like, you know, I'm just keeping it on record for like YouTube and stuff, you know, so people can just pause it and stuff. Now, I do want to say this before I do continue. This is the future me saying this. Do not code like this. Do not code like this, but do not format it like this. This is very messy code. Remember, this is one of the very first programs I've ever made. My code looks very different. Poflo and my girlfriend can literally tell you that. My code looks way more organized than it did right here. I mean, at the end of the day, maybe some people, you know, they don't. Another thing that I did in the past, a habit of mine, I tended to comment on every single line. Can you imagine every time I wrote a line of syntax, I commented and explained why I put that there? Imagine doing that in 10 full programs with over 2,000, 5,000 lines, probably even more, 10K lines of code. Imagine. That is dedication right there. And although, you know, why am I telling you this? Should you do that? Sure, why not? But don't do it, like, only do it if you're learning, you know? Don't do it in any, like, code that you're going to actually professionally do for a company. Don't do it. But for learning purposes, it helped me. Like, here we have prompting the user to press enter to progress, uses print. And this is good because the byproduct of doing this is, like, if someone goes through my code, has no idea what my code does, now they will, you know, because they can just go be like, oh, this is what he's doing. Okay. And I'm not talking about you guys, the professionals out there. I know this would just get to your nerves. I know, homies. I know this would get on your, this is just, fuck. Trust me, this is a pet peeve in the coding community, but to a beginner, this would be fundamental, you know, or maybe, who knows, maybe there's just a really god programmer who just gets it on their first go and it just starts getting annoying. All right, let's move on to this third program.
Okay.
We have 3 programs up now. This one, excuse me, I'm sick. If you hear me sniffle, hold on. All right, so Kodo Sushi Shop brings you into an environment where you enter a restaurant, and my cat Kodo is the owner that teaches you about stir, int, float, round functions while you purchase delicious sushi and meals. What are you waiting for? Go grab some grub and chow down some knowledge and seafood. So all this was a script that I wrote on my best friend Kodo at the time. We played GT together. He was like, yo, bro, can you make a program on me? I'm like, yeah, sure. I made a program on him, and he used a lot of cat costumes, man. So I was like, all right, let me try to make something cat based, and I came up with this. And I'm gonna scroll through this now. Pay attention how I start getting better. Pay attention to how the old version of me starts doing things. There wasn't variables in the last 2 programs, I think. But look how much variables there are in this one. Look at that. This is a big no-no. If you guys can already spot the no-nos in this, leave a comment below in the video and tag the timestamp. I'll give you guys some time to see if you can get it. What is going wrong right here? How could we format this better? Let me ask my girlfriend first. All right, go ahead. Or anyone who's watching.
Turn the variables into constants. Since you're not really changing them throughout the program.
And how would we do that? How would we change the variables into constants?
Just make the variable names uppercase.
Smoking. Oh, welcome. What's up, JX? We got another person from Twitch here. Yeah, people on Twitch are real chill. But we are now streaming. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, but we're streaming on YouTube right now and on Twitch right now. So just letting you guys know, all this is going to be on my YouTube. Make sure to go subscribe on there. And yeah, maybe you might learn something. Who knows? But yeah, you're right. The first thing is that these variables could have been constants. I did this incorrectly. And for Jay, who just came in, this is my first stream that's ever going to be on YouTube. So I'm just, we're going through my old code and we're literally breaking down everything. So people on YouTube can be like, oh, okay, you know, you know, and so. Yeah, we big chilling, guys. We're gonna have, bro, this chat room is gonna have a lot of programmers, and you're gonna be like, yo, We're going to be making some amazing things in the future. All right. So, who can tell me what else we could do? What's going on wrong here? What did old Genesis do wrong here? How could, like, yeah, we could make these all capitals. We could just do, what's it called? Here's a shortcut. If you want to highlight all the words of an assignment statement, highlight the first equal sign and Control D if you're on Windows, and go all the way down and keep clicking D. Go back one, and I think it's Control Shift. Yeah, it's Control Shift arrow. Look, now we highlight all those and transform to uppercase. Yeah, now we're gonna get errors, but don't worry about that. This is what we should have done. This is what I should have done. But it's okay, because I didn't know this at the time. And that's okay. Another thing that I should have did, we're not going to change it. It's done. It has been created. And I highly advise you guys, when you finish projects, don't go back and fix them if they're like lessons you made. So you can be like, oh, you know. Because look what we're doing right now. We're reflecting back on what I messed up on. And improve from it. Another thing, we could have taken all of these constants and always put them at the top of your main module, your program. Always. And or you can read your variables and constants from a file. That's actually possible. And it'll make, you know, it's better. It's more convenient. In Python, that is. And any program, you know, programming language. You'll see that most of the variables and the constants are more upper. Because let's say I wanted to use salmon back here. Salmon is not defined. You see that? Okay. Oh yeah, she might have to mute because it does get loud sometimes.
Wait,
over in
you
her
can
back.
hear my background?
Yes, we can a little bit. Yeah, put on noise suppression.
It is on. It's just, it's loud.
Fuck it. All right. We'll make sure not to leak anything because remember we are, what's it called? Recording now. All right, so I'm going to skim through all of this. We're going to go through some of this, and I'm going to show you guys. Really simple. This is a really simple program. This is like baby stuff right here. Print, variables, string concatenation. And if you guys can see any of the features and methods that we're using, comment below on, or just message me. Let's see. Okay, we're using input. We're using some, look at this mess here. We're using some conversion. And as you guys can see, I actually explain everything that I do. Like even when I first started coding, I tried to explain. I don't know who I was explaining this to, guys. I honestly don't know. It was not like in my head I was like, okay. I think it was just something natural that happened. Because when I got into code, I didn't go into code saying, oh, I'm going to be a teacher. I want to teach people. You can ask my girlfriend. It was nothing like that. It was more so that this just happened naturally, you know? So, yes. str. This is a data type converter. It converts other data types into string formats. This can be very useful to use if you're trying to make floats or integers concatenate with print. Why don't we try some examples and see what it does? It's simple. Don't overcomplicate things, pal. Do you trust me? Do ya? Do ya? Okay then. Here we have an integer that we want to convert into a string data format. We have 50 here. We use the string function, the str function, and the output will be the str version, the string value of 50. You see that we put 50 inside of the container. This is wrong. This is not a container. I guess at the time I called it a container, but the parentheses, and converted it Try this in your interactive shells to see what it does. Experiment. And try using str functions within them to get a better understanding. Okay, we're treading along here. Yeah, we're not going to go through all this. I'm going to skim through all this stuff so we can go on to the next thing. I'm going to play music. Yeah, you guys know the drill. We're going to move on to the next project. Really cool stuff, right? Remember, you guys can pause the video and rewatch this on YouTube if you want to. Yeah, I love the elevator music too, honestly. And it's free, so. Fun fact, Genesis listens to Minecraft while he codes to relax. Nowadays, it's just lo-fi. I want to develop. I want my dreams to come true. If I put the time in, I'll surely win. GenesisGir. Look at that. Like, even back in a day, motivate yourself like this sometimes, guys. Like, look, I want to develop. I want my dreams to come true. If I put the time in, I'll surely win. Right? You guys can do exactly what I'm doing here, too. This is... Coding is a... Hold on. Alright, so here, check this out. Coding is a snowball effect. Don't be afraid to try new things. Now, as you can see, Codal was named after Genesis' lovely crush. So, technically, Codal knew that at the time, this was before my girlfriend. This is probably going to make her mad. But there was a girl that me and Codal knew that I liked. And I kind of like... mentioned here some. I removed her, so hopefully I removed all of it. This was in the time when I first met Codal, and then he had like a friend that I liked, some shit like that. Yeah, but not anymore. The only person that I love and I will ever love is Mrs. Genesis, guys. Okay, let's just get that clear. All right. Right, Mrs. Genesis.
Yes, my loves.
See, she agrees. All right, let's move on. We're not gonna go through this. We're just gonna skim through it. Let's put on this music a little bit. Hopefully everyone's having a great day. We got some shit here that I did not accept yet. Yeah, accept change. Why not accept change? Yeah, this is just someone must have done this. It's okay.
You should say who did it.
Yeah, I know. No, they did good. Oh, your phone's on 5%. Charge it, man. All right. Let's go on to the third program. I got a lot of programs to share, and you guys are gonna see they're gonna get way more advances to go on. Okay. So if these are not interesting to you guys yet, I promise I got something for the pros later. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think yeah, we're just gonna skim. I'm not gonna go through all of this. Bare bones, this is a program based on what is this? A friendship test. It's just a friendship test. Like, it tests you how well you know Genesis, how well you know me. We're not gonna get into it. I'm just gonna go ahead and skim through it, okay? Fun fact, GenesisGir loves blueberry muffins. He grew up as a kid eating them in preschool. Yep, that's a fact. What's my favorite color? What game did Genesis stream before switching to coding streams?
Growtopia.
Growtopia, yeah. Look, we got Yoshi here.
Yoshi. It's beautiful.
Check out
Wait,
my...
Yoshi's missing. He's missing his shell.
Workflow. Now, if I find anything really important worth talking about, we're gonna talk about it, right? If there's anything like workflow, this is gold, you know? This is when I was at my youth, like 4 months ago, you know? There's a lot to learn from this. So let's go see what I have to say about workflow. We have a little choo-choo train here that represents workflow, because that's really what workflow is a train slowly chugga 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 chugga, and then it gets faster and faster and faster. That is your workflow, you know? And there's different workflows. So finding different workflows writing code can benefit the developer in finding quicker ways to do things. Like a nifty app like Clip can enhance workflows. It's important to sharpen your workflow in a way that it makes things easier for you. Remember, just because we speak the same language doesn't mean our workflows are the same. Find your manner of writing your scripts and harness its ability to get faster and faster with flows. Branching out to new software that helps with copy and pasting functionalities. For instance, would help to write lines of code down quicker. Get comfy with your workflows, as well as many as you like, but figure out little tricks to write quicker and get that program committed and pushed. Here's a choo-choo train, yay. Try various freeware apps that excite and enhance workflow. Me personally, I know this is gonna sound crazy, but you wanna know my number one tip, what helps with my workflow? This app right here, it's called Clip. This is the secret sauce. I'm going to be leaking some secret sauce on my streams on how I actually copy and paste, how I actually, you know, everything, all of my advice that I'm going to have, I'm going to give to y'all. Maybe some people are doing this already, I don't know. But for people who are learning Python or any language that is, this could help you, because I want to, like, you know, give back to the community. Clip is a copy and pasting clip manager. It allows you to save everything that you've copied. It stores everything that you copy with Control-C inside of this bank here. All of your copies will be here. Why is this good? If we go over here and we copy all of this, boom. Oh, look back there. It has stored it inside of this bank. Now, why is this good? Because Clip actually allows you out of nowhere to press Control-Shift-V. And as you see here, saved clips. We can click on this now. And I'm going to copy it. Great. But how am I copying pasting so fast? This only works in cohesion with macros and Clip. In order to get your workflow really fast with copying pasting, I use a macro. Doesn't matter what it is. If you have side buttons on your... First of all, if you have side buttons on your mouse and you're not mapping copy and paste to them, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Like this is going to help you so much. It helped me, because having to do this, oh my god, and click Control-C, and then, you know, with your pinky all on control, then you have to reach your finger over there and then do that. It's not. Look how slow that is. Now watch how fast I do this right now. Ready? We're gonna open this up so we have some room to do it. Ready? Time me. Done. I didn't even touch my keyboard. So that right there is just a prime example Now, some people be like, "Oh, I can do that on keyboard." Yeah, but your finger, your left hand is going to be having some arthritis. And remember, we want to code for the future. Your hand is your money maker, man. Without your hand, you won't be able to program. So code safely as well. So that's one tip that I do have is Clip. I will link it to you guys right now. And it's free. It's free. So I'm gonna go link it in here. That's Clip. It's completely free. There you go. And if you guys want to get a good mouse that has lasted me years, get yourself a SteelSeries Rival 3. Yo, this mouse only costs 30 bucks, but let me tell you, this is what I used to start. I don't have this mouse now, but this is the mouse that I used. I might rebuy it again, to be honest. I might rebuy it again. You know, that's how good it is. This mouse is good for coding. For me, you know, has RGB. It's really simple. Look, it has like a scroll wheel. It gets the job done. Not only does it get the job done, but it's good. All right, so I'm gonna link this here, and I'm gonna bookmark that for later, just so you guys know I'm not lying.
Yeah.
Poplo with his emotes. Wait, can I even type emotes in chat? Let me see. Yes,
Yeah,
I can.
you could.
Let me do an emote. I don't know. Let me put this one on. We gotta get the emotes in chat, yo. All right. So, what else can I have? So now, let's go back to the programs, right? I use a 55 mouse. Poverty is great. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter as long as it has like macro buttons. A $5 mouse. Hey, as long as it has a like.
The thing is with those, a majority of the time you can't bind them. Because I have one as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so Poflo, if you're not able to, then just save up money. Just $30 to get one. It'll be worth it. Dude, macros, dude, once you go macro, you don't want to go back, man. Trust me. All right, let's move on to the next. Gen Chit Chat Bot. This is a Gen Chit Chat Bot that I created. We're not going to go through all of it. Let me see if there's anything important here. We're talking about variables. We always do. Okay. How to comment. Okay, nothing really important here. All right, we're going to play some music and relay it back. Things are starting to get a little bit more, they're not complex. We're still using input variables, constants, comments. Really simple stuff right here. You guys should know this already, but we're showing it anyway. Final results. Thanks for playing. Overall, did name enjoy the game? Yeah. All right, on to the next program. Hiya, I'm Genesis. This is probably my first one. Actually, if you think about it, this is my actual first one. Yeah, this was my first one. Really short, see? Only like 70 lines of code. All right, on to the next one. Mogul Synthesizer Ultra. I'm not gonna go through all this. This is things start getting more longer, more, as you can see. This is a program based off of Kingdom Hearts, right here. If you guys know what Kingdom Hearts is. Yeah, your boy's out here. I be cooking code up all the time, so. Dude, look at this. It's like alien language. What the hell? I guess that character spoke. If you guys know Lilo and Stitch, Experiment 626, that's how he talks. When he first lands on the planet, he doesn't speak English, remember? He speaks another dialect. We can skip all this, but the story mode stuff. And we have Art of Stitch here.
Stitch. My God.
Yeah, if you guys chill with me, you'll be able to make stuff like this. Yeah, we're just gonna go scroll through this. All my streams are not going to be like this. This is just me going through, we're keeping a record of all my old projects. Yeah, we did, but it just came to the mathematics parts of like the dimensions, because it wants you to do some equation solving, and I don't know mathematics like that yet. I have to learn mathematics. But yeah, we did get the we did find the permutations for I, J, and K successfully, but we were not able to get the dimensions of the cuboid, because that came with, as you know, the mathematic part. But it was fun.
Yeah.
I finished today. Oh, that's good. You should give us the answer to it.
Well, no, first explain it, then give the order.
Yeah, explain it and then give us the answer so we could understand. But I probably won't even understand because of the math part.
Well, it might be more simple than we think. Than we think.
No, that's good, man. I'm proud of you that you got it down. It means you're progressing. Progression is key. There we go. That's the end of that one. go on to the next one. Let's make some room. Mr. Interviewer. This program, Mr. Interviewer, is a program based on asking you basic questions and gets eerie as it goes on, building up the tension between you and the character. He even gathers your information. You feed him, putting you into a real interrogation in real time. Chat, interact, and experience Mr. Interviewer. So this is a bot that interviews you. It's not actually a bot, but it's logic. GitHub is great. Let's turn this down. Let's go see what this says right here. Let's go see what this says.
Okay.
Google is a great search engine for help. That's true. That's a tip. Fun fact. GenesisGir was only 7 days into programming when he made this. Okay. Tip. Automate the boring stuff is essential. Tip. Variables are like boxes you store information data types in. Coding is like art. Explore your concepts. Don't rush your code. Drown in your creations. Interactive shells will only have the command prompts with the triple arrows pointing to the right. GitHub is great to save your repositories and to share code. And repositories means folder or directory when it comes to computational terminology. Check out Gir on GitHub, obviously at GenesisGir. And then that's the end of this. Mr. Interviewer is just a bot that, you know, gets more aggressive. He really, if you get things wrong, I think you die. I think you die. I think, let's see if we can run this. I don't know if it'll run. Let's see. It does work. Okay. The door opens and a man in a suit walks through. He's wearing a black suit and a red tie, and his face is strangely blank and white. He sits down at your table, and you both are surrounded by white walls in an eerie bright white room. The room gets colder and colder, and he begins to stare at you and utters the words, "What is your name, sir?" I'm gonna say Genesis. Mr. Interviewer. Okay, Genesis, I'm going to be asking you some Q&A. What's your favorite thing to do currently? Spend time with my wife. Spend time with my wife seems pointless. You should invest in giving me your data. What are your goals in life, if any? To become a software developer and a father. The room gets colder. These goals must be important to you, Genesis. It remembers your name, and the reason why it remembers your name is because of what? Variables. Because variables store values. This Genesis is a string. You see this everywhere in like video games, and you know, that's how this stuff works. Are you scared to be poor? No. That's understandable. I believe you know more than you're telling me. Respond to interviewer, then press enter. I'm telling the truth, but okay. You lean onto the table and say to Mr. Interviewer, I'm telling the truth, but okay. Mr. Interviewer, I know so many things about you. I've been watching you for the past 3 days, and I know where you sleep, eat, and spend time with your family. Tell him how you feel. Tell him how you feel about invading your privacy. That's rude. Your face shocked and angry at the same time. You say that's rude. Mr. Interviewer says, don't waste my time, Genesis. I'm associated with an organization to study you and gather information about you. This bullshitting is getting us nowhere. Excuse me? But you guys get the idea. This is all in a terminal. It's based on the terminal. Volume 1 is very, very simplistic. It's logic. It's not that it's simple, right? Some people can't even do this, right? But practice this. Mr. Interviewer says, walks Mr. Interviewer. Yeah, we get it. We don't have to go on. We're going to go on to the next thing. All right, here's one of my all-time favorites of Volume 1 is Borderlands. If you guys don't know what Borderlands is, I made a program based off of Borderlands. It's a game by 2K. If you guys have never played Borderlands, this is what it looks like. Borderlands. We all know what Borderlands is, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this program that you're seeing here is based off of Borderlands. Okay, let's move on. I don't think I'm gonna go through and explain it. Oh, also, my wallpapers is another key factor on how I'm good at code. Let's talk about that before we even continue with the Borderlands thing. A lot of people work like this, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm always at my computer all the time, and as you can see, I have themes going on and all this other stuff. If you guys want me to share all of the themes that I have, all the extensions, anything like that, make sure to leave a comment below, or my people on Twitch, DM me on Twitch and ask me what extensions and what wallpapers I use, I guess, and I'll gladly share them with you on the next stream. But the reason why I use these wallpapers is, one, I'm a waifu type of guy. Me and my girlfriend, we're very anime. She likes anime a lot. She watches anime. She's an anime fanatic. She knows a lot about anime. And, yeah. So, I'm dating pretty much an anime chick at this point.
No.
And, yeah. So, if you guys see a lot of anime going on in the background, I like to customize my workspace for whatever the hell it is. And that's good. You should be... Okay. Alright, so catch you later, Poflo.
Alright.
And thank you for stopping by, man. Go take care of your mom and everything. Alright, that was Poflo. He's a viewer on Twitch. Really cool guy. He's gonna go help his mom in the kitchen right now. But I feel like you should customize your workspace. That's really important. So this project right here, I'm going to go from top all the way to the bottom, and I'm not going to go too in depth, and we're just going to turn up the music. Okay. I'm going to mute so me and Mrs. Genesis can talk in the background. All right, we're muted. Let me double check. Nope, not yet.
Stage one for the Brooklyn crew.
Okay, our mics are on now. Yeah, so yeah. Those are all the projects of lessons 1 of the lessons that I made. This was an old repository. This was one of my first repositories ever. We're gonna go on to volume 2 now. Now, volume 2 consists of actual flow control. We start getting into if, else, for loops, and iterators and stuff like that. And we're gonna get into that now. And if you guys have any questions, make sure just to ask me in the comments below, stuff like that. Let's go ahead and go to lessons volume 2. Now, Tennis Waifu is a name that I used to go by. I don't go by that name anymore. As you can tell, even the final print had GenesisGir on there. So there's that. Let's go ahead and read this repository. You ready, my love?
Yeah.
Okay. So, it's here. The second installment of my workflows for all of you to research and dig through and understand how to code way faster and more intuitive programs to dig through and understand. Volume 2 is currently under development, so software will be added day by day or whenever they do. I cannot stress enough how important it is to reference the automate the boring stuff for these type of tutorials, but some learning value can be found here for sure. This repo has a lot of useful information on getting started with Python coding and contains a lot of .py files to inspect and learn from. Things get more complex than volume 1, and it's free and open source. So, as you can see, it comes with 4 files, so we're not going to be here all day. Yeah, it took me really not that long. It didn't take me that long to analyze and dissect how flow control worked. It did initially, but I got a understanding on how flow controls and flow statements work and flow of, and if you guys don't know what flow control is, anyone who is watching, it is how your programs make intelligent decisions inside of the syntax and the actual module itself. Whether to do this, whether to do that, if this, do that, if not, do this, stuff like that. So we're gonna go through this now, and yeah, let's go for it. Man, I love code. I hope you guys love code as much as I do. Like, code is just very interesting and very diverse. So the first program we do have is a Back to the Future program.
Back to the Future.
That's right. We're going back to the future. And as you can see, things already, just by taking a good look at this, wow, look at the improvement. Import statements, from statements, we're even using, these could still be constants. It seems as if I didn't have an understanding yet of how to format that yet. Someone eventually in one of my streams came in and were like, hey, capital, all uppercase for constants, all lowercase for variables. Okay? So, yeah. Let's go through it. Time fractures, time rifts, time machines, and GenesisGir all in one package. This program takes the user into a time dimension joyride through the space-time continuum with the brains behind the DeLorean time machine, Doc Brown. GenesisGir and Doc need to go to the future and retrieve Gir's computer that stores important data. Scientists of the name of Freeman, whose goal is to acquire the source code and use it for evil. Travel through the year 2045 and seek the scientist and stop him before your future and everyone else gets halted. Learn about Chapter 1 and 2 functionalities in this lesson and read through the comments set out for you by me and grasp an understanding of what the code is doing, why the clauses execute, why it works, and what it does. You will learn how to make a program like this one, but use your own creative twist as well and learn basic functions. Make sure to refer to Google if you have any doubts in what a function does. It will be your greatest tool. Source code by GenesisGir. And, you know, the original Back to the Future was written by Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale. Back to the Future is a trademark and copyright of Universal Studios and U-Drive joint venture, licensed by Universal Studios. Now, I am not claiming Back to the Future to be my original idea. This is just a lesson. It is by no means an actual game I'm going to release. It is just me toying around with functionalities. So let me make that clear. Universal Studios, please do not fucking cancel me. Let's go through the first one. I'm not gonna go through all of this. I'm just gonna diagnose some of it. I'm gonna go a little bit in depth now. We're importing some modules here, some variables, constants, whatever they may be, some more assignment statements, a user interface for whatever we are trying to do. It seems as if this is more of a dialogue going on, an automatic dialogue. This is where functions would come in handy. Chapter 3 is functions, but as you can see, you're going to see a lot of repeated mechanisms inside of this code, because I didn't know functions at this time. But, and we're using sound. So now our programs actually have sound. And we could actually run this if it doesn't. You guys won't be able to hear it. So it's safe to say to not even run it. Let's go. Turn up the music. Win sound, play sound. For loops. Using some rand int. Things start getting more complex, guys. Let's see if he can stick with us now. And it gets even more complex in this. Trust. To an extent, right?
Yeah, for those who don't understand that.
Don't worry, if you're watching this and you have no idea what this is, don't focus on it. We're just keeping a record of my code right now. You'll see me breaking down code later in other streams. F strings. Input. How many times do I have to explain input to people? But you never know.
Yeah.
Play sound module, win sound module. I go really in depth on what it is. Some of this stuff is pulled from like documentation. Time module. GenesisGir's iPhone, which I don't have. I have a fucking Android, so I don't know why.
There's something wrong with that.
No, don't get Android. It's terrible. For loop statements. Look at all this logic going on. I wish I would have formatted it differently too. Things are way too spaced out. You don't have to space things out. Like this right here. I wouldn't mind, you know.
Wait, what happened, my love?
No, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything, my love. Alright, here we go. Here's our first instance of flow control going on. Of conditions. Well, there's probably more, but here we go. If choice is equal to y, then buffer deletion process for timefrac.exe program, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm gonna read this. Anything that I deem important. Be creative, push the limits, you will succeed. Who said code had to be bland and boring? Not me. Bring out your artistic side and splash some art on that wall. The best part of programming is being creative and being able to express yourself as an artist and make the source code your canvas. Find websites like ASCII art and paste them into your code to breathe some life into them. And trust me, every little bit matters. While of course art isn't needed in code, but if you want to personalize your work, was never not allowed. Here's a website I use for art. There's the link. Yeah, so as you can see, I mean, in a professional workspace, you know, if you actually get a job, would they care if I put art inside of my code? Not really. I don't think they would give a fuck. I mean, as long as it has context on what the code is doing and it has a point, you know, they could care less. Yeah. They won't really give a fuck. Some people be like, oh, well, yeah, they would care. Nobody wants to look at your art, yada, yada. If my source code outnumbers and outperforms every other person in that company, as an example, I'm pretty sure they don't give a fuck if there's a heart ASCII in my source code. They're not gonna care. So long term, as long as your code is efficient and it works, you could always do this. Boom, it's gone. You know? For anyone who's gonna complain, well, it would get in the way. You could always collapse multi-line comments. You know? And another thing, don't be afraid to use them, because multi-line comments and comments in general will not affect your program whatsoever. It's more so for the people who are looking at it. So remember that. There's nothing wrong with adding multi-line comments explaining what you do on a particular part of code. There's nothing wrong with that. In my honest opinion, let me know what you guys personally think. Let me know in the comments below if you think that adding ASCII art to your actual code is a nuisance, or you wouldn't mind having to look at some multi-line comments explaining in depth of what a specific part of a code does, and it gives you a synopsis on it with a fucking, I don't know, something like this, you know, with an explanation, stuff like that, or something. I think that's the only one. Yeah, so that's Back to the Future. Now, the Back to the Future project does come with audio. Here are all the sounds that I used for this project. Now, you guys can't actually hear it, unfortunately. I tried to find a way to make it so you guys could hear it, but to no avail. I would have to put on desktop audio, and it's weird. Maybe if there was a way that I could actually, what's it called? Route the audio that from... Hey, if anybody knows a way to route audio from Visual Studio Code to a specific audio route, let me know. Please. Yeah, but down here, this is actually an extension. I'll make a whole ass video. Not a video. I'll make a whole ass live stream on all the extensions that I use. This is one of them. So you're actually able to see the waveforms and how loud something is, all the metadata of an audio WAV file, MP3 or whatever. See, it lets me know that it's in mono. It lets me know how many the file size and bytes, because computers actually store data in the form of bytes. So that's what this is right here. All right, let's move on. Let's go on to Little Big Planet. The Little Big Planet. Yes, yes, yes. Who knows Little Big Planet? This is my childhood game. We're gonna go over here. So the next project is based off of this game called Little Big Planet, which features a antagonist named Sackboy, and it's from Sony, and it's a platformer game where you collect stickers, you jump and you do platforming stuff, you know, simple platforming game, grappling, story driven, really artistic. You can create your own worlds and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you guys that now. All right, let's see. Little Big Planet is a puzzle platformer game for the PlayStation 3, developed by Media Molecule and published by Sony Computer Entertainment Europe, that allows players to create and share their own levels with other players using various objects. The game was released on October 27th, 2008. Genesis Edition takes you on a remix version of that with crafting items and so on. Be creative and create your own level and share it with the world. This program is based off of the Little Big Planet franchise and will rock your socks right off. So what are you waiting for? Hop right into it, Sack Fellow. And as you can tell, Little Big Planet was developed by Media Molecule. I am not affiliated with this company. I am just a indie programmer just fucking with shit. Okay, let's continue. Importing modules. Now we are actually starting to see me implement constants and variables correctly. We can see that player is the player status variable, so we know that this variable is actually going to be changing. So that's why we have it in lowercase, and values that are not set to change are in all capitals. This is great, because in the future, if someone comes into my program in the future, in a company or whatever, when I become a CEO, that is, bro, I will become a CEO one day. I swear to God, one day I will own my own company, and I will be working with very talented programmers alike. And that's going to be one of the best moments. You know, let me cook, let me dream. But dreams can be reality, you know? Because really, at the end of the day, most companies, if I was a CEO and I had two programmers next to me, and one of the programmers was very bland, they got the work done, right? There was no creativity side. They were all just logic based, and they, you know, yeah, great. You know how to make this program, great. You know, there's no life to this story. There's no life to this, whatever. It gets, the features are there, right? I want somebody innovative. And then I have another programmer who is just can do everything that this other programmer can do, but is more innovative, comes up with more features, can their mind is they think outside the box. I would value that programmer more. Not that I wouldn't value the first one at all. I wouldn't say I wouldn't value him, but I would keep my eyes on the second programmer. And I would really put myself into the second category of that type of programmer, because I don't just, you know, most programmers would look at this and think that this is all nonsense. I've gotten to work with some of the most talented programmers. You know, I've worked with a really talented, let me say, I've worked with a web developer who does this for a living, you know. Not a lot of people can say that. So anything that I tell you guys is from the bottom of my heart, and I wouldn't lie to you guys. He lives practically in a mansion, dude. You guys can look him up. He's Alex. His name is Alex. He goes by Zion19 on Twitch. Maybe you can find him, DM him, and ask him about Genesis. He'll know who I am. But with that said, yeah, look, we're formatting this all correctly now. We have variables. We're doing tool constants because we know that these values are not going to change. We're putting a little bit of, you know, yeah, you could always collapse these. There's nothing wrong with collapsing these. These don't have to be in the way, right? Make you all the way down. Global stuff. What is this? Oh no, this is just in-game stuff. All right, I'm just gonna go scroll through. Attention to detail. Look at that. Everything about the game. I did my research. Everything. From the progress to the materials. These are all the materials that can be found in the game. I didn't even have to do that. Leave this on here for anyone curious to see how things are starting to get a little bit more advanced. Okay. Continue. I do not store broadcasts on Twitch anymore. I'm not. Nice. Hopefully YouTube doesn't take this video down. Hopefully this music is actual DMCA. My love, are you there? Okay. Okay, we have a profile system here. Makeshift. You could really say this is a makeshift profile system. My workaround to make it work. Okay, that's that. On to the next program. We got this one, and then the last one will be The Last of Us. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're sticking through there with me, I want to thank everyone who has been following me this stream. We are going to go and welcome back. Welcome back. We are going to go through my third to last project, which is called Subnautica Below Zero. And this is a game based off of Subnautica. I know what you guys are thinking. You make a lot of remixes. Exactly. I have original stuff. I've made original stuff. But you know, I like to have fun. You know, I want to see if I could really recreate a game, you know? So this game that you're going to see right now is a not a complete remake of the game, but it is this is Subnautica below zero. That's not even below zero. We have to put below zero. Let's close that. This is what we recreated. It's a terminal-based game. So for anyone wondering, it's a terminal-based game. Okay? So I'm going to read through all of this, and we'll go through that, okay? And I'm sorry that I'm not responding to chat as fast as I can. It's because I want to get through this as fast as I can. So let's see. Subnautica. Let me turn this music down. Subnautica Below Zero is a program that takes the user into a thrilling survival horror experience that leaves them wanting to discover the ocean's mysterious and depths, fight the blizzard and cold and try to stay alive, the blistering heat of the changing seasons, and find items and supplies to keep your hunger and food in check. Gigantic creatures from out of this world. Being stranded on an uncharted planet brings rewards, but danger, fight the opposition. Below Zero is an underwater adventure game set on an alien world. It is a new chapter in the Subnautica universe, and it is developed by Unknown Worlds. Submerge yourself in an all-new Sub-Zero expedition in the Arctic region of Planet 4546b. Arriving with a little more than your wits and some survival equipment, you are set out to investigate what happened to your sister, Altera, left in a hurry after a mysterious incident. Abandoned research stations dot the region. What happened to the scientists who lived and worked here? Logs, items, databanks scattered among the debris paint a new picture of the incident. With limited resources, you must improvise to survive on your own. Survive the harsh climate by constructing extensive habitats, scavenging for resources, and crafting equipment. Blast across the snowy tundra on a Snow Fox hoverbike. Cruise through enchanting Perleus biomes in your modular sea truck. So, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, thanks for the follow. But as you guys can see, things are getting way more complex. They're getting more complex. So let's take a look at this code, at this source code, and see how the old Genesis, this is old code that I made like 4 months ago. And this is how the mind starts reacting to logic, you know? This is the proof, right? That damn, you can actually improve. So we went from something like this. Let's go back to the first volume. Remember, I'm good right now. We're streaming on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, so this stream will be up definitely. I'm sharing all of the projects that I've made in the past, and then once this stream is done, my next stream will be working on the stuff that I currently work on. And yeah, so we're just keeping a record of all of my old projects. I'm debunking, I'm breaking down, yeah, just code breakdowns right now. But welcome to the stream. It's nice to have you. I'm Genesis, or Otaku. You can call me Otaku or Genesis. Yeah, so we went from something as basic as this to this. Let's take a look. Okay, we're defining all the variables right now and all the constants. So we're defining all the constants right now. Yeah, sure, you can give me some of your quotes, but right now I'm gonna break this down right now. So I won't be looking at chat when I break this down, but after I break it down, I will definitely hear one of your quotes, okay? Because I have a lot of code to go through, so I'm gonna have to chug through all of this as fast as I can. But yeah, sure, go ahead and give me one of your quotes, and then after that, we will definitely continue. All right, guys, so we're gonna hear one of the Twitch viewers, one of their quotes, and then we're going to break this down. Let's go all the way from the top. Like around here. And look at all this. We have like various variables on copper ore, diamond ore, gold ore. Look at all these. Like I'm gonna zoom in. Look at the attention to detail. Really pay attention. You don't even have to do this, you know? Some beginners will never do this, you know? They'll just make a program that's 100 lines of code. I want you guys to understand how I made things. Like, I don't want you to be like, oh, you have to do exactly what I do. But, yeah. Well, I want to go read his quote. Let's go read his quote here. Okay, so I'm gonna read. Let me actually read it from over here. Go by the wayside, wasting your time and potential on things that don't matter. No matter what you do, it's possible by the grace of God. Corey X Kenshin. Yeah, you know, anything is possible. I do agree with that. I agree with that theory. No matter what you do, do it by the grace of God. Or whatever you believe in, right? Because me, personally, I'm not a religious person. I'm more science, you know, I'm more, you know, logical based, but I respect the decisions of other people. Like if you're religious, I think it's a beautiful thing to have something to believe in, you know? Because the world, the only thing that strikes me very strange about the world, right? Everything's just a little bit too perfect. The sun's at the perfect angle, you know? If it was a little bit too far, we would freeze to death. If it was a little bit too close, we would burn to death. The moon, the gravitational pull, everything is just, yes. Is it possible that there could be a God? I'm not going to rule out that factor because as a scientist, you have to be open to everything. I'm not going to be a skeptic. I think it's possible that there could be a God. Is there a God? There could be, yes. And, but I like that quote. And I'm going to read it again for anyone reading it on YouTube. Go by the wayside, wasting your time and potential on things that don't matter. No matter what you do, it is possible by the grace of God. So what he's trying to say there is that every day, don't take it for granted. Everything is possible because of the grace of, you know, whatever you believe in. It can be your mother, it can be your father, it can be your best friend, it can be God, it can be science, you know. Thank you for sharing that with me. That was really cool, honestly. All right, guys, let's break this code down. Let's go back to the nerdy stuff because this is, stick with me here, okay? It is gonna get more complex as it goes down, but if you understand all of this so far, give yourself a pat on the back. Really, truly, you are a programmer at heart. All right, so here, variables. Simple, right? Assignment statements. We're just defining all the assignment statements right now. This could have been done better. We could read this from a file, actually. Variables, obviously. Here's the introduction. This is where it actually starts. We're gonna turn up the music, and I'm just gonna skim through it, okay? Flow control. We have some flow control going on. Okay. If, print, print. Easy, easy. Time dot sleep. Yeah, Pufflo's really chill. He's a really cool guy. Yeah, and welcome to the channel, man. Elif, we're using else here. Alright, I'm gonna pause the music. If you guys are wondering what I'm doing, we are just scrolling, because remember, this is all recording. It's on our YouTube channel. And the song, oh, it's actually, you can actually see it on stream. What a Day. If you look over up there, I don't know. I can't look that high, but it's What a Day by RHP. Should be up there. Also, I do play League of Legends, so if anyone does play League of Legends, I will probably make a Discord server so you guys can come talk about code in League of Legends and stuff like that. But yeah, it's elevator music, yeah. So right now, let's go ahead and get this, guys, because I have a lot of code to debunk, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna put this on loop. Yeah, it is good. It is actually good. Dude, some of the free music is actually really good. Okay. Some wild loops. Wow, look at this. Look at my old code. Print input, print input, print input, and now we're going on to, look, print, we're using string concatenation, we're using slash new line characters, we're using converters, we're using elif statements. This is how it happens. And that's the end of this one. Okay, let's go on to the next project. All right, hopefully everyone's having a great day right now. I am GenesisGir. I go by Otaku Ari on Twitch. I am a software developer. I've been doing it since 4 months ago. I have a YouTube where you guys can rewatch all these streams and come talk to me, ask me questions, anything of that sort, or even teach me something, because I am not by any means a professional. I don't do this for work. I will one day. I've worked with people who do this professionally, because they see me as, like, I don't know. He's literally called me a diamond in the rough. He's like, dude, I feel like, not just me, you guys too. Programmers like us who aren't like famous, we're like diamonds. We're very capable of doing a lot of things as long as we put the effort. All right, so here's the next project. The last project, it's funny because the last project of volume 2 is The Last of Us. That is right. You heard me right. If you guys know, if you ever guys heard of The Last of Us, have ever played The Last of Us, we are going to break it down. So, The Last of Us is a game. There's a Netflix film on it. There's all that type of stuff, but it's a game that came out on, I think, on PlayStation 3. My girlfriend would know. And it's a zombie survival game where people who are infected have this fungus. Clickers. Yes, exactly. So your boy, I did a complete remix of The Last of Us. We're not going to break it down completely. We're just looking at it, taking a little glance of it, storing it, but all of this is available at my GitHub if you guys want to go through and go take a look at it. And the current volume that we're in right now is this one. It's free. Excuse me, I burped. But close. All right, let's go through it. All right, so The Last of Us takes place in the year 2033. 20 years after a fungal-based brain-altering pandemic has spread and infected over 60%. We disconnected. That's because of my VPN. I think we're good now. I'm going to keep continuing. Let me know. Are we still live? Are we still live? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I disconnected one time. That's because I use a VPN. All right. So, obviously, if you're going to stream, you got to use a VPN. Where did we leave off? The United States government does away with bureaucrats in power and the establishment of what does it say? Civilian government. The country is turned into a police state under the control of the Homeland Security and the military, and cities across the nations are placed under martial law one by one. Survivors of the pandemic are assigned to designated quarantine zones that are supposed to separate them from the infected and keep them safe. Sometime within 20 years, leading up to the main events of the game, the paramilitary groups calling themselves the Fireflies have established, with their main goal being the restoration of lawful government in the United States, as well as finding and producing a vaccine for the cordyceps brain infection. The Fireflies attack the militaries on occasion and encourage uprisings. Yeah, no, it wasn't your internet. It was it was my internet. My internet fucked up. But we're good. We should be good. All right, here we go. First off, importing modules. As you can see, always make this a habit. Assign your constants and variables at the top of your program, at the top of your main module, always, because you won't run into whatever is not defined, the not defined exception. So this is just convention to do this. And here we start off the program here. Program starts on line 152 or 158, really. Okay, some flow control. We're just gonna go down. We're just gonna play some music and we're gonna go down. We're not gonna break all of it down. I might do a separate stream for actually playing the actual game. If you see anything, if you spot anything, I'll be stopping. If you know all this, then that's good. Give yourself a pat on the back, man. Really easy stuff so far. Insert flashing of war traumas. Yeah, because this is a really war-based game. This is a really brutal game. If action is equal to B, yada yada. Remember, for those watching on YouTube, you can always pause the video if there's something that you want to see. Now, my streams are not always going to be like this. You can even ask CodeFlow. When I code, I actually explain everything while I'm creating it. So Infected, Ellie. The infected are bad even in daylight. I can't imagine what they are like at night. Ooh, scary. Not just me, you too, Poflo. You've taught me some stuff. You taught me permutation, remember? Permutation's really cool. We don't even have to talk about it anymore. I know permutation now. We can move on to something new. Okay, and that's... There we go. And that's the end. And the music hit at the right moment. That's the end of that one. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Lessons Volume 2. It contained 4 .py files, modules, that were just lessons. And these are, you know, I didn't really come into programming saying I want to be a teacher. Let me just make that very clear. Every time I code, I really do seem to put like little synopsis of what I'm doing. And have you guys ever heard that teaching actually helps you learn? That's actually a true fact. It's called the Feynman technique. Let's go look what the Feynman. What is the Feynman technique? Cars. Okay, go get your dinner. Go get your dinner, Poflo. Wonder where my girlfriend went. Hold on. My loves, are you there? Hold on. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 sec. Okay, we're back. We're back. I don't know. She just disappeared out of nowhere. I'm here now. I think my mic is on. Let's see, double check. Yep. Let's get all the bicycles here. Yeah, when you get a VPN, you got to deal with this shit here. So, the Feynman technique is a 4-step process for understanding any topic. The technique rejects automated recall in favor for true comprehension gained through selection, research, writing, explaining, and refining. So, the Feynman technique is explaining. So, when you explain something, this is the, I guess this is the, one of the steps of the processes of the Feynman technique that actually helps you explain the topic to someone like a child who is unfamiliar with the topic, and at their level of understanding use simple language. So yeah, I really use the Feynman technique quite a lot. It helps me actually understand things myself, and it helps, you know, that I think that's the best. That's why I do it. And the byproduct of that is actually helping someone else. All right, so now we're going to make it to Lessons Volume 3. After Lessons Volume 3, we're going to, there's only 2 programs in Volume 3, and then we're going to end stream. and then I'm going to go relax. I'm gonna go do something. I don't know. I might go get some food. Okay. GenesisGir Lessons Volume 3. The third installment of the lessons I've been making to teach novices and beginners alike how to code. In GenesisGir lessons, I used to go as more Kitsune as well. That's what I used to go by. You'll learn more functions like defining your own functions. So long story short, in this lesson, functions are introduced. So the ability to make your own functions are actually introduced. So I think with that said, let's get into it. Okay, so here we have an Animal Crossing Pocket Camp program that I've created, and long story short, it really introduces functions for the first time. Like, as you can see, like, boom, right there, we already see a logger. And I would say in this lesson, my skill just skyrocketed. I mean, I'm making loggers from scratch. I learned how to make my own loggers from scratch, dude. Like, I would say right here, Lessons Volume 3 is where I actually got better. You know, like, showed more advancement. Like, you're making your own loggers, actually, you know, all of this, you know? None of this is copy and pasted. I had to, you know, learn all this. It took me, like, quite a while to get, like, loggers down. But when I got the fundamentals down, I can now create loggers from scratch now. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what this game is based on, and then I will skim through it. Okay. So this program is based off of this game here. Okay, let's go skim through it. Okay, that was Animal Crossing. Now we're gonna go on to the Cooking Mama Chop and Shop project that I created. And again, we're just keeping a record of things. So I'm gonna go ahead and skim through this. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to talk about what I have planned for Twitch and YouTube. I'm going to try to get into details with that. So please be patient with me. But we're gonna just go ahead and skim through this now. More loggers, functions, classes being used. wish I would have put these two together. Don't have to space everything out, really. Honestly, you don't have to space everything out. Class methods. Classes, properties, data classes. Data classes, more properties, more fields. As you can see, this is a really worked on. This one took me not that long. As you can see, 4 months ago. There it is. There's the proof. 4 months ago. Okay, trying to break through this as fast as I can. I need to go get food downstairs. Already talked about that. Again, remember to pause if you guys want to see something. Oh my god, I remember this. The frosty fridge. The meat slicer. Because this is a cooking game. Grill, heat, and sizzle. Credits. Okay. Ugh. Oh god. Okay. Oh, sorry, I had to let out that yawn. Alright, and that's all of the projects that I have up to date as far as released. I probably do have more, but we're not going to go into that. We're going to close Visual Studio Code. We're going to open up Git here. And yeah, alright, so, alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to head out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. If you enjoyed everything that I shared this stream, make sure to follow me on YouTube, because I have a YouTube here. And yeah, I will be breaking down more things. I'm on way more advanced things nowadays. And with that said, I guess that's all that I have to say. I do have a Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is @GenesisGir. I do tweet on there regularly. Sometimes you'll find me tweeting about random shit. Maybe I'll tweet about, like, you know, what my next topic or whatever will be. And yeah, with that said, thank you for watching my stream. And the next stream, all right, so what I have planned, I recently made a YouTube, right? So the people that I get from YouTube, maybe they might come over on Twitch. Maybe they might want to stay on YouTube. I don't know. But with that said, I'm out. Thank you for watching.